Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today is Sunday the 30th of May 2021. My name is Dan Kita from Thailand. In this video, I like to talk about the truth about Nirvana for the people who have the most wisdom. If you are a real person who want to attain Nirvana in this life, you have to listen to me early, because I have attained Nirvana for 19 years. I'm ready to help everyone on this road to attain Nirvana this life as well. I'm ready. But are you ready? It's up to you. The topic to speak in this video is do the languages make we really understand each other? Why did it say that? Why did it say that? Let me explain. Let's support that. This is a dog. You know, when I train a dog, I never use human language to teach a dog, but a dog can understand it. It's because of what? I don't know. It's because of what? I don't know. The topic to speak in this video, I say, do the languages make we really understand each other? And I say, when I train a dog, I never use the human language to teach a dog, but a dog can understand it. It's because of what? I don't know. For example, this is the dog. When I train the dog, when I train the dog, I never use the human language to teach the dog, but the dog can understand it. But it's because of what? It's because of what? I don't know. A dog can understand. Without using the fictional language to teach a dog, but a dog can understand it. Why did you say that? Aha! Just kidding. This is the cute dog, you know. The story in this talk, I want you to understand about the first idea, what her process says. You know, the topic to speak in this video, I say, do the languages make we really understand each other? You know, as I told you, the truth of Buddhism is not possible to teach each other, because there's nothing to teach. Dharma or Food or Nirvana is pure religion, is universal truth. It doesn't have the fictional language to say. True Dharma in Buddhism is not in Pratibidok. It's not in the teaching of Monk Ronan, but it's in your thought, it's in my thought. Can you understand me? If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must try to understand every story I convey and consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it. And finally, you will have opportunity to attain Nirvana this life. You know, the language we use in everyday life, whether spoken language or written language, it doesn't mean really a language, but it's a fictional language. It's was created by human or research for communication, understanding temporarily. We use the language from birth to death until we believe it's true. Where can I find the meaning of the language? Where can I find? The meaning of the language is just a thought. The meaning of the language describes itself. What you see or hear now cannot use the language to describe, because the meaning of the language, it doesn't really exist. You know, a topic to speak in this, I say, do the languages make we really understand each other? You know, when we use the language for communication, do we really understand each other? When we use the language for communication, do we really understand each other? No, on. We never understand anything, but we believe that we understand. Where can I find the meaning of understand each other? It's just a thought. It's just a thought. If you want to prove that, we can understand each other, you have to think and think and think according to the fictional language over and over again. For searching, to the reason to speak over and over again until you die from this world. It's just a thought. If you want to prove that the language, if you want to prove that the language we use in every life is true, you have to think and think and think according to the fictional language. There is only the thought want to say, there is only the thought want to speak. Can you understand it? The story in this talk is suitable for early people who have the most wisdom and want to attain Nirvana in this life. Can you understand it? You know, the hardest thing for me is how to create content and story about the true Dhamma in English, because I need the meaning in English to be as close to Thai language as much as possible. Therefore, create content and stories about your favorite ideas through thought process to talk to you first, understanding about the thought process. Because the thought process is the heart of quenching of false suffering. Until you can realize your thought, until you can realize that listen, I have to speak often until you can realize your thought. Until you can realize your thought. The best way to end a false suffering is not about meditation. It's not about mindfulness training. The best way to end a false suffering, the best way to solve life problem, the best way to end a false suffering is realization of the thought. This is the best way to solve life problem and end of all suffering. Nothing more to study than this. You don't. The Lord Buddha taught people to attain Nirvana in this life. The Lord Buddha taught people to attain Nirvana in this life. The Lord Buddha taught everything on this earth is soulless. It's not an ego. Everything on this earth is soulless. It's not an ego. Our true self, it doesn't really exist. Our true self, it doesn't really exist. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must try to understand every story I convey in this video and consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it, and finally you will have opportunity to attain Nirvana this life. You know, the topic to speak in this video: do the languages make we really understand each other? Not at all. we have never understand. We have never understand anymore anything. We have never understand anything because the meaning of the language it doesn't really exist. What you see now, what you see, what you see, what you see, we're here now. What you see or hear now, you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. It doesn't mean anything, it must be anything. But what you see now, you were taught to believe. This is a man is playing a guitar. Where can I find the meaning of this is a man, this is a guitar? The word a man, the word a guitar, it's just a thought. What you see now, you see in the way you see, it doesn't mean anything. But you were taught to believe this is guitar, this is a man. The word a man, the word guitar, it's just a thought. Can you understand me? The true Dhamma in Buddhism is not possible to teach it rather because there's nothing to teach. And the most important is there is no language to say. It doesn't have the language to say. This is the reason that I have to borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you for understanding about the thought process. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is not possible to teach each other because there's nothing to teach. And the most important is there is no language to say. Can you understand me? This is the reason that I have to borrow. The language we use in everyday life is just the fictional language. It doesn't mean really a language. Can you understand me? The language we use in everyday life is just the fictional language. Where can I find the meaning of the fictional language? What you see now, you see in the way you see. This is true Dhamma. What you see now, you see in the way you see. This is true Dhamma. I show you like this. I show you like this. You see in the way you see. This is true Dhamma. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is not about anything. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is in your thought, it's in my thought. Meditation and mindfulness training cannot solve life problem, cannot end suffering. Can you understand me? I show you like this. You see in the way you see, and you hear in the way you hear. You know. The true Dhamma in Buddhism cannot teach each other because there's nothing to teach. And the most important is there is no language to say. Can you understand me? This is the reason, as I told you, I have to borrow the fictional language to create content and story to talk to you for understanding about the various ideas or thought processes. Until you can realize your thoughts, that means you have mindfulness and wisdom to end all suffering. Can you understand me? The story in this story is suitable for only people who have the most wisdom and want to attain this life. Can you understand me? I told you. The meaning of the language we use in everyday life is just a fictional language. It has no meaning as we understand it, but you were taught to believe. but you were taught to believe. You were taught to believe. For example, you were taught to believe. As soon as you see this word, which word that, a cat, there will be an image like this in your thought. Because you were taught to believe. Because you were taught to believe. The meaning of a cat, it means what you see now. But in reality, what you see now, it doesn't mean anything. We name it a cat. Can you understand me? Today we name it a cat, tomorrow we can change the name to a dog, a bottle of water, a bus stop, a guitar. We can name it, we can change the name as we need. But what you see now, this is true Dhamma. As soon as you hear meow, 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 you hear in the way you hear. But you were taught to believe. What you hear now, meow, 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 is me in cat voice. As soon as you hear meow, 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 there will be an image like this in your thought. Can you realize your thought? The story in this talk, I want you to understand about the thought process. I want you to understand about the first idea or thought process, because the idea is the heart of quenching of false suffering. You know, the true Dhamma in wisdom cannot describe, because there is no language to describe. Can you understand it? For example, I want to know that when you drink coffee, this is my coffee. When you drink coffee, I want to know that, can you describe a taste of coffee? No, not at all. It's impossible. I want to know that when you drink coffee, can you describe the taste of coffee? Can you describe? Because the meaning of the language, it doesn't really exist. When you drink coffee, you feel in the way you feel. This is true Dhamma to end of all suffering. When you drink coffee, can you describe the taste of coffee? It's impossible. You feel in the way you feel. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. In the same way, the true Dhamma in Buddhism cannot teach each other, because it doesn't have the fictional language to say. When you drink coffee, it doesn't have the fictional language to describe the taste of coffee in your mouth. Can you understand me? When you drink coffee, you feel the way you feel. We cannot use the language to describe the taste of coffee when you drink coffee in the same way. The true Dhamma in wisdom cannot teach each other, because there is no language to teach. This is the reason that I told you, until you can realize your thought, this is the best way to avoid suffering. Until you can realize your thought, this is the best way to avoid suffering. Okay. From now on, I'd like to talk about the first ideas or thought processes, because the ideas is the heart of quenching of all suffering. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, you must consider, along as I said over and over again, nothing more to study than this. The following example can help you to understand about the thought process. because the idea is the heart of quenching of all suffering. Can you stand me? Okay, as I told you, when I train a dog without using language to say, but why a dog can't understand it? It's because of what? I don't know. Aha! In the same way, the true Dhamma in Buddhism, is not possible to teach either because there's nothing to teach. The true Dhamma in Buddhism cannot teach each other because there's nothing to teach. And the most important is there's no language to say. In the same way, when you drink coffee, can you realize, describe a taste of coffee? No, not at all. Because the taste of coffee is a nature. You feel in the way you feel when you drink coffee. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. In the same way, the true Dhamma in Buddhism is not in Paṭṭāna. It's not in the teaching of Monk Ronan, but it's in your thought, it's in my thought. This situation that I have to say over and over again. This situation that I have to say over and over again. I say, until you can realize your thought, that means you have mindfulness and wisdom to end of all suffering. Can you stand me? In this video, I say, do the languages make we really understand each other? No, not at all. We have no understand anything, but we believe that. If we want to prove that, we have to think and think and think over and over again until we die from this world. It's just a thought. It's just a thought want to say. It's just a thought want to describe. Until you die from this world, it's just a thought. If anyone can know their own thought, that means they have mindfulness and wisdom to enforce suffering. Nothing more to study than this. The following example can help you to understand about the meaning of the language is doesn't really exist. For example, if someone send you, a message which wrote that, I say, please listen meticulously to the explanation. If someone send you a message which wrote that, there is a guitar on the table, there will be an image like this in your thought. And there is a chord is on a guitar. There will be an image like this in your thought. Can you realize your thought? And the last one is, there is a cat is behind a guitar. There will be an image like this. A cat is behind guitar. As I told you, if someone send you a message which wrote that, there is a guitar on the table, and there is one goat is on a guitar. And the last one is, there is a cat behind a guitar. Meow, 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 like this. There will be an image like this in your thought. Can you stand me? This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. I use the language to say there is a guitar is on the table. There is a cat, there is a goat. But in reality, when you really see, you see in the way you see. You never use the language. Say to yourself, now I see a guitar, I see a goat, I see a cat. Can you realize your thought? This is true Dhamma in Buddhism to end all suffering. Have you ever heard someone say like me before? No, not at all. I'm only one man on this world to talk about this story. This story can help you to end all suffering. This story can help you to solve life's problem. Please bear in mind. I told you, if someone send you a message which wrote that. There is a guitar is on the table. There is a goat is on the guitar. There is a cat is behind guitar. But when you really see, you never use the language. Say to yourself, I see a guitar, I see a goat, I see a cat. You see in the way you see. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. It's very simple to understand. The story in this talk is suitable for the people who have the most wisdom and want to attain this life. Can you stand me? If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, overcome depression and anxiety, this story can help you to solve right problem, to end all suffering. You know, don't make meditation, don't make mindfulness, because meditation and mindfulness cannot solve right problem. You do it like this, it's just a body gesture. You do it like this, it's just a body gesture. But you were taught to believe this body gesture is mindfulness training, and this body gesture is meditation. Where can I find the meaning of meditation? Where can I find the meaning of mindfulness training? It's in your thought. It's in my thought. It's in your thought. It's in my thought. As I told you, the true Dhamma in Buddhism is not in Patai Bidok. It's not in the teaching of Monk Ronan, but it's in your thought. It's in my thought. As I told you, if someone sends you a message which wrote that there is a guitar, a cat, a goat is on a guitar, when you really see, you see in the way you see, you have never used the language, say to yourself, now today, from birth to death, there is no language. There is no language. The meaning of the language is just a fictional language. It doesn't mean really a language. We were taught to believe in the meaning of language until we believe it's true. Can you stand me? If I show you like this, I don't want the language to describe. You can't understand by nature. I show you like this. You can't understand by nature without using the language to describe. Right? I show you like this. You can't understand by nature without using the language to say. I show you like this. I show you like this. I show you like this. This body gesture, you were taught to believe. This is the man who is walking, and this body gesture, you were taught to believe. This is a man who is sitting, and this body gesture is a man who is standing. No, not at all. The meaning of the language doesn't really exist. You see in the way you see. This is true Dhamma in Buddhism. I show you. I show you like this. I show you. You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear, but you were taught to believe. What you see now, But you were taught to believe what you see now. This is who is a man is playing a guitar. No, they all. The meaning of the language, it doesn't really exist. Can you stand me? I show you like this. You see in the way you see. It doesn't mean a man is standing. It doesn't mean a man who is walking. You see in the way you see. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is very simple to understand. If you open your mind to listen with intent to listen and without prejudice to me, you can understand in this talk. Can you stand it? True Dhamma in Buddhism is not about meditation, it's not about mindfulness, it's not about non-attachment, it's not about letting go. The true Dhamma in Buddhism is not about non-attachment, it's not about letting go. But the true Dhamma in Buddhism is in your thought, it's in my thought. The true Dhamma in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We did not study about the human existence. The true Dhamma in Buddhism, we study only the subject of the mind. We did not study about the human existence. You know, the conclusion in this talk is, let's take a look. The conclusion in this talk is, you should believe that the following two sentences are real. The first one, the Buddha taught people to attain knowledge life. The second, until you can realize your thought. You know, why do I say that? The conclusion in this talk, I say, you should believe that the following two sentences are real. The first one is, the Lord Buddha taught people to attain knowledge life. And two, until you can realize your thought. Nothing more to study than this. Can you stand me? In this talk, I want you to understand about the meaning of the language is just a fictional language. It doesn't really exist. Please bear in mind.